What's up, Blurry Gang? I'm back with another Barber tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing a crazy transformation. My client wants a full reset, so we're going to be taking off the top and the back. I'm going to be taking the top down to a number 3, and I'm going to lace my client up with a stretched low bald fade. We're going to start by picking out his hair, so when we cut down, the guard can run smoothly, and we'll be cutting off the true length from the roots. Now that everything's combed out, I'm going to start cutting down with a number 4 just to see what we're working with. I always like to start with a guard at least one length longer than planned just to see the growth patterns, the density, and any dips and crevices in the head. After using the number 4, I'm going to go ahead and go over everything with a number 3 guard, using the comb to lift up all the hair and ensure everything is cut down to that true number 3. Alright, so now that we have everything down to a true number 3, I'm going to go ahead and slap my number 2 guard on and set my base to the fade. So if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, what I mean by setting the base is setting the longest length in my fade that I'm going to be blending into. I'm starting with the guard open and I'm working my way down to middle and closed. Collectively, I call those 3 steps the motions. So right now we're just taking that 2 guard through the motion, starting from open. Alright, so now I'm going to take that 2 guard off, and I've got no guard on, lever all the way open, and I'm going to start my initial guideline. The reason I like to start this particular fade lever open as opposed to closed is because I want to keep a nice low stretch fade, and starting open allows me to see better and gauge the height of my fade. So after setting the initial open guide, I go ahead and close my clipper and set in that second guide about ½ an inch parallel under the initial guide. And then I'm going to remove that guide using lever play and just the corners of my clipper. And basically I'm going in between my lever open and closed, doing whatever it takes to take out that line without passing the initial guide. After that, I'm going to pick up my hitters and just go ahead and bald them out. This step really brings out the gradients. Since we are blending and we're not trying to create another line, I'm only hovering with the corners of my trimmer. And I'm making sure I'm not creating another hard line. I'm just blending right into that clipper closed. And then with my hitters in hand, I'm just going to go ahead and put that hook in. And now we got a 1.5 guard on, open, and we're going to take this guard through the motions. After using the 1.5 guard, we're going to continue to fade down and put the 1 guard on. And actually, I'm going to take this guard through the motions, but I'm going to start closed. And then we're going to work open and then middle. And take note of the brushing that I'm doing, especially on curly hair. You really want to constantly be brushing after every few clipper strokes, just to make sure that you're cutting against the grain and against that true growth pattern. Continuing to fade down, we're just going to go ahead and erase that last line with the half guard. My camera did stop recording during that step, so I'll make up for it with the half guard step on this side. Alright, so here we are setting our initial guideline open. And then I'm going to close my clipper and set that second guideline about ½ an inch parallel under the initial. And then we're going to take out that line with some lever play. Alright, so after fading out that initial guide, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my hitters and ball them out. During this step, you really want to make sure you get every single hair. It's really important if we're trying to get that nice stretch effect. Next, we're going to fade down from our number 2 base with our 1.5 guard starting open. And we're going to take it through the motions. Continuing to fade down, I've got my 1 guard on closed, and I'm going to take that through the motions and work my way up to open. Alright, so continuing to fade down, I've got my half guard on, and I'm going to take that through the motions just to blend out this very last line. And as you can see, our blend is really coming together, and you can see that stretch effect really starting to come together, that smooth transition from skin bald all the way up to number 3. Alright, so after I'm finished with my blend, I'm just going to pick up my hitters and set that hook in. Alright, so moving on to the front lineup, how I'm going to approach this is basically starting in the center. I'm going to set my initial line, and then I'm going to match that towards both sides, and then line up the box. As you can see, when I'm lining up, I'm using my pointer finger as a brace to maintain stability with the trimmer and make sure I get that nice, precise, sharp, natural line. Alright, so here's a clean shot of the lineup with just the trimmers, just before we hit it with the straight blade. And now we're going to hit all the line work with the straight blade and really make those lines pop out, make them more defined, and get that detail in there. When you're using the straight blade, huge rule of thumb, always stretch the skin. Make sure that you have a nice firm surface. Otherwise, the blade is going to cut right into the skin and it's going to nick your client, and that's the last thing you want. So after setting in that natural line, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this cut to the next level using my Blurry brand boost fibers. With my trimmers in hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and freehand off all those little flyaways. Get that detail work, every hair counts. And then to finish off this cut, I'm just gonna use some olive oil sheen spray and then lay his hair down using some of my Blurry Shine pomade. Alright guys, this is the finished product. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the beard work today. I live in Winnipeg, so the restrictions we have right now are everybody has to wear a face mask at all times. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys learned some today. Please continue to comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you guys for supporting my channel. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. And if you need any hair product and you want to support my brand, I'm going to leave the link in the box below. Check that out. Show some love. We're going to learn together as a community, and I'm going to keep pushing out this content consistently. Thank you guys so much. Let's continue to get better. Blurry out.